I'm like, we doing good. You know what I'm saying? So we out in Ghana. We really not thinking.
Right.
We'd have been all over in the U.S. and we didn't get. We in Miami. We went over here. We went at the same time. We went a few places and haven't been spotted. So we like, okay, we really not gonna get spotted in Ghana. He was trying to for a minute. He was in my DM. I didn't know.
Oh.
Yeah. And then my friend had just told me, like, yeah, you know, somebody's reaching out trying to, and I'm like, what? Oh, like what? Like no, like huh?
Yeah.
You know, because I don't do all that. You know, but I'm back outside. I'm single. I just left. I got back home in Detroit, and so I went outside.
So nobody saw this twist coming, but it looks like Kash Doll and Za'Darius have officially called it quits. And this time, it's looking permanent. Just last week, Kash Doll dropped the bomb herself, announcing she was done with the man and done with the internet for a while. But insiders are whispering that the split didn't just happen out of nowhere. It comes from something much deeper and way more scandalous. Allegedly, Za'Darius was caught up in a secret DL situation that Kash Doll wasn't about to stand by for. Instead of airing it all out loud, Kash Doll played it cool and dropped a subtle post about moving on. She wrote, "At this point in my life, I just need to be single. Za'Darius is a great guy, but we can't see eye to eye. And with all due respect, we decided to part ways. I'm giving the internet a break too, so I'm done with y'all right now." That message had fans shook because it sounded way too calm for what people believe was really going down behind the scenes. But things heated up even more when she retweeted a shady post about manipulation and toxic behavior. The post said, "Manipulation is when someone blames you for your reaction to their toxic behavior, but doesn't discuss their disrespect that triggered you." And just like that, the internet pointed their fingers at Za'Darius, accusing him of playing mind games. So now the streets are asking one big question. How exactly was Za'Darius manipulating Kash Doll? According to sources, his controlling ways had already been a huge problem in the relationship. But here's where it gets even messier. Kash Doll allegedly found out he was cheating. And not just with anyone, but with another man. The whispers about this are getting louder by the day, and it's starting to explain why Kash Doll pulled the plug so suddenly. But before we dive into that tea, let's rewind and break down how Kash Doll and Za'Darius even got together in the first place. Back then, they looked like a fairy tale couple, two souls finding love again, like they were meant to be. But now, that dream has gone up in flames, crashing down harder than anyone expected. Kash Doll admitted their romance had been going on way before the internet ever caught wind of it. Turns out, the two had been sneaking around on the low until the world found out during that flashy couple's trip to Ghana. According to Kash Doll, she tried to keep things under wraps for as long as possible. Since both of them were based in Detroit, she figured they could keep the romance quiet. But once they flew overseas, the secret started slipping. And just like the saying goes, what's done in the dark will always come to the light. Whether in Detroit or Ghana, people were bound to connect the dots sooner or later. But how did these two even spark things up in the first place? Well, Kash Doll spilled that it all started when Za'Darius slid into her DMs. Yup, he had been trying his luck online, sending her messages, but she wasn't giving him any real attention. It wasn't until he approached her in person at the club one night that the sparks finally flew. From there, the two started talking, hanging out, and before long, they were deep into a relationship that fans thought was unshakable. But fast forward to now, and this love story has turned into a nightmare Kash Doll probably wishes she could erase from memory. As of today, both have unfollowed each other, cut all ties, and completely wiped out any way of communication. Insiders say the relationship turned toxic quick, spiraling downhill once Kash Doll started uncovering some unsettling truths. Now, nothing's been 100% confirmed, but the main tea spilling all over social media is that Za'Darius was way too controlling, especially over Kash Doll's appearance and how she presented herself. In fact, during her sit-down with the Shade Room, Kash Doll showed up rocking her natural beauty, glowing like the queen she is. She revealed that Za'Darius preferred her without makeup, At first, Kash Doll admitted she felt comfortable with that and fully embraced her natural vibe unapologetically. But here's where people started raising their eyebrows. Was it really just a preference, or was it pressure? Because let's be real, there's a huge difference between saying, "I like you better this way," and "I don't want you doing that at all." One comes across as sweet, but the other? That's a flat-out directive. Fans started questioning whether Za'Darius had crossed the line from sharing a taste to controlling her choices. And when it comes to a woman's looks, her hair, her style, her makeup, being told what she can and can't do hits deep. Too many women end up shape-shifting into what their man wants, thinking it'll make the love stronger. But in reality, it chips away at the most important love there is: self-love. Kash Doll's supporters are saying she should never have to shrink herself to fit into someone else's box. And this might have been the start of why things between her and Za'Darius got so messy so fast. Another problem in their relationship might have been the way Za'Darius pushed his opinions on Kash Doll without her even asking. Sure, it's normal for couples to swap thoughts about hair, makeup, or clothes. Nothing wrong with that. But when a partner starts dropping heavy opinions you never asked for, it can make you second-guess yourself, spark insecurities, and crush your self-esteem. That alone can turn something sweet into something toxic real fast. But that wasn't the only storm brewing, because cheating rumors came flying in too. Old photos and screenshots started resurfacing, showing Za'Darius with another woman at a hotel. The alleged text messages between him and this mystery woman weren't innocent either. They showed him arranging hotel rooms and even switching up her flight so they could hook up on the low. Fans instantly started connecting the dots and calling him out. Za'Darius tried shutting it all down ASAP, claiming the texts and pictures were from way before Kash Doll ever came into the picture. He even clapped back online with a post saying, "Uploading something from last year to try and break us up is crazy. Our Keisha night isn't going anywhere, so y'all need to stop trying." But the fact he used Kash Doll's real government name like that, people thought it was weirdly romantic. But now it looks ironic since Miss Keisha Night is gone for good. And guess what? Not everybody is sad about this breakup. Reports say Kash Doll's baby daddy, rapper Tracy T, was secretly celebrating the split. At first, he stayed quiet when Kash Doll made her announcement, but once she dropped a cryptic post online, he went off. Tracy started ranting about how he was going to fight for custody of his kids, and fans were left wondering if he was really mad or just trying to stir the pot. Meanwhile, Kash Doll added even more confusion by tweeting, "I love my men." And of course, the internet went wild trying to decode it. Some think she's already got a brand new boo, while others believe it's just Za'Darius trying to clean up his act and win her back. Either way, the mystery has everyone glued to the timeline. One fan summed it up perfectly. "This is so Pisces-coded. Could be the one she broke up with, could be a new man." Another added, "She deleted all the tweets, but clearly fixed whatever he had wronged." Bottom line, Kash Doll and Za'Darius have been nothing short of an emotional roller coaster, and the ride doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. And now Tracy T, Kash Doll's ex and baby daddy, has been wilding out ever since her split hit the net.
As far as clarity, she brought clarity, and that's why my situation that I was in, with their dad, I couldn't do it no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she had me like, I'm not dealing with this I'm not doing it.
Let's rewind real quick. Kash Doll and Tracy T first crossed paths on Instagram back in 2021. The story of who slid in first still sparks debate. Tracy swears Kash Doll hit his DMs after following him, but Kash insists it was him who made the first move. Either way, sparks flew instantly, and their link-up turned from DM vibes to real-life love fast. By March 2021, they were Insta-official, posting cute clips of themselves in Miami, eating off the same plate, matching smiles, and giving fans couple goals left and right. But the romance got even deeper when the babies came into the picture. In January 2022, Kash Doll gave birth to their son, Kash and Prophet Richardson. Then, in March 2024, on her 32nd birthday, she shocked Tracy with the news that baby number 2 was on the way, and the reveal was iconic. She hid a pregnancy test behind a stack of money as his birthday surprise. That's right. It was giving boss move energy while announcing a growing family. By June 2024, their daughter Clarity Doll Richardson was born, but ironically, Clarity brought just that, clarity. Kash Doll admitted that after welcoming her daughter, she started seeing everything crystal clear. The negativity, the lack of respect, the cheating. She wasn't about to keep tolerating any of it. With clarity in her arms, she gained clarity in her mind. And that meant Tracy T's days were numbered. Kash Doll packed up the drama and said goodbye to all that mess once and for all. And when Kash Doll said she was done, she meant it. By July 2024, she flat out declared her status with a bold post, single. And I don't give a F about y'all saying I got 2 kids by him. Now I'm just a baby mama, blah, blah, blah. I'm not settling for just anything to keep my family together. That was her way of saying she wasn't gonna force a picture-perfect family if it meant living in misery. Meanwhile, Tracy T seemed thrilled about the breakup. Remember, he and Za'Darius already had beef in the past, and the drama quickly bubbled back up. Right after the split went public, Tracy fired off a cryptic post saying he'd be paying his kids' tuition by himself now. That was a direct callback to when he previously snapped after seeing Za'Darius around his kids. Back then, Tracy went on a heated rant, making it clear he wasn't okay with it. Za'Darius clapped back at the time with his own shady line. "Ninja, when you ready to buy school clothes and go half on that tuition, let me know." The shade was real. Now, fast forward. Tracy is circling back to that exact moment, writing, "Looks like I'm gonna be paying tuition by myself now." But Kash Doll wasn't letting Tracy spin the situation for clout. She hit back with a stinging line that had the internet buzzing. "Tracy in the same sentence as me, I don't care who I'm not with. It will never be you." That shot left no room for misinterpretation. She made it crystal clear that Tracy wasn't getting a second chance. Then came the storm of whispers. Rumors about Za'Darius being on the DL started flying everywhere. None of it has been officially confirmed, but some sources claim Tracy might have played a hand in leaking the story, while others allege Kash Doll herself exposed him out of heartbreak and betrayal. Word is, she felt manipulated by how he slid his way into her heart without being upfront about who he really was. As of now, nobody can confirm what's fact and what's just internet gossip. But fans are having a field day dissecting every detail. One person commented, "Za'Darius seems to have issues. He always wears out his welcome too fast. Left the Ravens, bounced from the Packers, and joined the Vikings bitter. Same energy in his relationships." Za'Darius once claimed he loved the Vikings, loved Minneapolis, and the fans loved him right back. But just like his relationships, that love soured fast. He left, hopped over to Cleveland, and then bounced again to Detroit. Now Detroit hasn't even re-signed him, and people are starting to say it's the same story everywhere he goes. He just can't seem to get along with anybody. One fan even speculated, "How much y'all want to bet Tracy T found some dirt on Za'Darius and snitched?" And another commenter dropped the rawest take of them all. Kash Doll couldn't see eye to eye because Za'Darius had her taking off her lashes, then clowned her for it once he knew she was under his control. They added that it wasn't just about her going barefaced. It was the fact that while she stripped back her makeup, Za'Darius was stripping away her energy too, leaving her drained and not herself. Fans aren't holding back with their opinions either, saying controlling men never win in the end. A real partner doesn't turn you into something you're not. And when a man tries to mold you into his vision, it's already doomed to collapse. So here we are, rumors flying, timelines messy, and nobody knowing what's really up or down. Are Kash Doll and Za'Darius truly done? Or is there still something left between them? Did she really walk away because of the whispers about him being on the DL? Or is Tracy T spinning the block and stirring the pot all over again? I need y'all to drop your thoughts in the comments right now because this story is getting crazier by the day. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next video.